Walk through fire. The story of the three Hebrew boys and how you can replicate their victory over any opposition. Pressure to Imagine living in a world where everyone around you is told to bow, not just suggested, not encouraged, but commanded. Imagine a giant golden statue rising high above the city. Musicians stand ready with trumpets, harps, and drums. And the king issues a terrifying decree. When the music plays, everyone must bow down and worship the golden image. Anyone who refuses will be thrown into a blazing furnace. This was not a story. This was real life in ancient Babylon under the rule of Nebuchadnezzar II. Among the crowd were 3 young Jewish men captives taken from Jerusalem. They had new Babylonian names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But long before Babylon tried to rename them, they already knew who they belonged to. They belonged to God. And that truth would soon put their lives in danger. This dramatic moment is recorded in the book of Daniel, chapter 3. The sound of the music, the day arrives. Thousands gather on the plain of Dura. The statue of gold shines under the blazing sun. Then the music begins. Trumpets sound. Harps echo, drums thunder, and instantly the crowd falls to the ground. Thousands bow, except for 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. While everyone bows, they remain standing, 3 figures upright in a sea of kneeling bodies. And immediately they are reported to the king. The king's King Nebuchadnezzar is furious. He summons the young men. The king gives them one last chance. When the music plays again, bow down and worship the statue I made. Then he adds a threat. If you refuse, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. And then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand? The entire empire waits for their response. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answer calmly. Their words echo through history. O king, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us. Then they say something even more powerful, but even if he does not, we will not serve your gods or worship the image you have set up. Faith was not just their belief, it was their decision. The furnace king is enraged. He orders the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual. The flames roar like a volcano. The heat is so intense that soldiers who approach the furnace collapse and die. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are bound and thrown into the flames. The crowd watches in silence. But then something strange happens. Nebuchadnezzar jumps to his feet. He rubs his eyes. He asks his advisors, "Did we not throw 3 men into the fire?" They reply, "Yes, O king." But the king says, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire and bound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." Inside the furnace, the ropes burn away, but the men remain untouched. Fire cannot destroy what God protects. Walking in the fire, think about that moment. They were not just surviving the fire, they were walking inside it. The flames that were meant to destroy them became a stage for God's power. When they finally step out of the furnace, something incredible is noticed. Not a single hair is burned. Their clothes are untouched. They do not even smell like smoke. The king declares, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants." The modern-day message: no, let's bring this story into our world today. Most modern Christians will never face a literal furnace, but we face other kinds of fire. Pressure to compromise faith. Pressure to stay silent about truth. Pressure to follow the crowd instead of following God. In school, in workplaces, on social media, in culture, just like the crowd on the plain of Dura, the world still demands that people bow. Bow to popularity, bow to approval, bow to fear. But the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego reminds us of something powerful. Faith does not mean avoiding the fire. Sometimes faith means standing firm when the fire comes. 3 lessons for Christians today. Own faith must stand even when alone those 3 men stood while everyone else bowed. Faith sometimes means standing when you are the only one standing. 2. God is with us in the fire. And it is something important. God did not stop them from entering the furnace, but he joined them inside it. Sometimes God does not remove the trial. He walks with us through it. 3. Faith becomes a witness to the world. The miracle didn't just save the 3 men. It changed the king's heart. Your faith during hardship may become the testimony someone else needs to believe. In conclusion, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego 3 young men who refused to bow. 3 believers who trusted God more than fear. 3 lives that prove something powerful. The fire may burn, the pressure may rise, but when faith stands firm, even flames must obey God. And just like in Babylon long ago, the world is still watching, waiting to see who will bow and who will stand.